All right, so the journey for the perfect metal rig continues. But I'm extremely excited about today, to be honest, because today I'm trying out this frickin' double rig. Okay, we have this. Let's see if I can angle this in a perfect way. So as you might know, I'm working on my live rig with the Haunted, and I've used a quad cortex for quite some time, and then I did a quad cortex chug pedal rig video, which sounded great, but I've also known for a while that Engl has a small amplifier that will fit my needs. You know, I want to have something that's easy to carry if I fly to a show for a festival or whatever. I saw that Engl has something called the Engl Ironball 606. And that's what I have right here. Look at that. But as you can see, I have two. I just got so excited and thought that, you know, this would be the perfect rig for me. So I decided to get two immediately. And why this amplifier would be the perfect rig for me is because it has all the features that I need for playing live with the Haunted. For the Haunted, I have a clean tone with some delay and reverb. I have a rhythm tone, chugginess. I have a lead tone with delay. That's it, basically. And this Engl Ironball Special Edition 25 watt has all of that, and you can store it. It's MIDI controllable, so I can control it using this MIDI pedal. Very simple solution, I must say. Dude, I'm so excited about this. The only concern that I have with this particular amplifier is that it is 25 watt and the power amp tubes are EL84. So not the bigger 606 or not the bigger transformers that would make an amplifier heavy and all that. To keep an amplifier like this fairly lightweight, you can't go for the full transformers or the full power amp tube. It's gonna add, you know, 6 to 7 kilos or 10 kilos. And now this is only 7 kilos. Dude, 7 kilos. So today, I'm not only gonna try the Engl Ironball, I'm gonna try it in stereo using two. Holy shit, dude, I'm amazing, I know. So the way I'm gonna do this is that I'm gonna connect each Ironball to one side of the cabinet. We have a Mesa cabinet that's split in half, basically, so two sides. And I'm gonna explain further how I'm thinking about all of this, because it might be a little confusing, I know. And I mean, if these are 7 kilos each, it's 14 kilos for two power amplifiers for me to bring. My allowance, is that what you call it, allowance? My limit when I fly out of Sweden, usually with Scandinavian Airlines, I think it's 20 kilos or 23 kilos. So with that, I can basically fly in with these to a festival and have some extra equipment with me. And I'll probably be just, you know, it's just going to be one piece of luggage. But to be able to play these two in stereo, I need a splitter. And that's why I have this. This is the Chug Tuner Plus, which has a splitter inside of it. So basically, I'm going to put the switch up here. Do I have a longer patch cable, maybe? One input goes there, the other input goes there. Hell yeah, dude, I'm excited. Now, one problem that arose as I thought about making this stereo rig like this, the amplifier is MIDI controllable, but it doesn't have a MIDI through. So how do I control both amplifiers with just one foot switch pedal, like this one? That actually turned out to be a challenge. So I purchased this, and this, my friends, is a MIDI splitter. So technically, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, if it's, maybe it's fucking snake oil, I have no idea. But basically what it is, it's a split MIDI that allows me to connect the MIDI cable from the pedal board to this thing, and that will go into both units. And I have no idea if this is gonna work or not. We're just gonna find out in a second, I guess. And dude, that's the cool thing too. I don't need an external power for the Engl C9 foot switch. These amplifiers send power to it. So I only need a MIDI cable in front of me. How cool is that? All right, moment of truth. It is changing for both. So let me just set up a setting in store. So we don't need delay, we don't need that. Off with that. Easy store right there. Just click. Maybe I should have had a camera that was a little bit closer so you could see what I'm doing. Okay, store right there. Store right there. So now I have a rhythm tone going on patch number 1 and a lead tone going on patch number 2. And as you can see, it works fucking flawless. Hell yeah! So that means I can control both amplifiers using a split MIDI cable. That's a first for me right there. Holy shit. If I was smart with this, I would use 2 identical microphones for this. But I'm not smart. I'm also doing this on a Sunday. I was so excited. I couldn't wait until Monday. I'm going in on Sunday. I know. All right, shit, yeah, I'm excited. Oh, holy shit in my ass! Why is there a delay? So this is the first time I actually try and put these 2 together. So let me just set up about the same type of tone going. Let's start at 12 o'clock with everything, I guess. Lead presence, lead volume right there. Here we have lead volume, master volume, okay. Also, on this particular amp right here, we have a clean volume right there, and the presence of the amplifier is at the back. So, right now, obviously I have the exact same settings on both amplifiers and I have this stereo setup. They're probably gonna sound very identical. There's definitely gonna be differences between the microphones, but my idea with this is that when I have a lead tone, for instance, I can have different settings of the delay and you get you're gonna get a bigger spread in that sense. But I was also thinking of like connecting a mimic pedal into one of the amplifiers and just slightly delay the tone a little bit. So, all right, so switching over from rhythm to lead. You know what? I can have shut reverb off on one. Change the delay settings here at the back. You can change the delay time a little bit. Feedback, mix. Hell yeah. Okay, so now it should be a little bit different depending on the side. Having a stereo rig like this, it's absolutely overkill. It's absolutely overkill, but at the same time, for me playing live, it's also a backup solution. If I would just be using one of these, I can have this as a backup, basically. So that's securing everything I need. Since I'm getting 25 watts per head, I can get louder than if I would just use one head. The problem with the EL84s is that when you raise the volume on one of these heads, it's usually the mids that get pushed and not so much the rest. If you have a full-size head, 606 power amp tubes, big transformers, it's a lot more dynamic. You also get the low end, the high end, and everything to go up with it. These are a little bit limited in the 25 watt range. Okay, let me add a little bit of difference. Hell yeah! Another very cool thing about these amplifiers is that you also have a direct out with an impulse response on it. So you can load in an impulse response into this thing and have 2 signals going out. You can have, my front of house guy that likes to have a lot of options. He has, microphone on the cabinet. He also has a direct out with my impulse response. And now I can have that on 2 amplifiers right here. I think that's very cool, but with a caveat. There is one slight little problem with this setup right here. If I would want to use an external power amplifier with bigger full-size tubes. So if I connect these to external power amplifier using the effects loop send, I'm not getting the effects of the units. The effect of the unit is after the effects loop in the amplifier. So the only way for me to slave out the preamp tone and the effects would be to use the direct output from this amplifier. So I would need to use the XLR out that had the impulse response on it. I can shut off the impulse response on the output, but then I lose the option to send direct signal to front of house. So it would have been cool if these amplifiers had a switch at the back deciding if the effects were in front of the loop or after the loop, like a flip switch or something like that. Then I would be able to have all the options in that. I didn't even think about that when I got these units, but it makes sense. It makes sense. And when I'm making changes on one amplifier, it's only going to affect, one side of the cabinet, okay? So let's change to a clean tone right here. Oh shit, yeah, that's why. So we do reverb, delay. Let's do that. Store this. And cool with this now. Cool thing now, since I have 2 channels, I can actually put a little bit more gain on, let's do it on this. So we have one side with a little bit more gain on it. Hell yeah, if we do the gain boost. That's kind of cool. And now I basically made those 3 different sounds that I talked about. Cool with the spillover too. Let's see if that goes from the lead to rhythm. Ah! There's no spillover on the delay if you switch off the delay. Worth mentioning, okay? That's okay. Dude, how cool is this? It's just so simple. There's not too much stuff that I need. It's the splitter, it's the amplifiers that I need to bring, and the MIDI foot switch, and then the wah pedal, and all the extras, and everything else. But it's still a very simple setup, and that's, you know, that's what I want. That's what I want right there. So also worth mentioning is that I have tried this amplifier slaved into a full power amplifier with tubes. It just sounds way better than just using the power amplifier in this thing. So I still have a lot of decisions to make. I'll probably make a separate video for that as well. So stay tuned for that. And that's it for this little video at least. So hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. All right, so I brought out the Mimic pedal just for that, you know, last little stereo thing. So the Mimic pedal, basically you can delay your signal. So I'm just gonna connect it right in here. And the point then is that we're probably gonna get some kind of flanger effect. And this will probably be like, you know, Dimebag would do with his rigs, where he used the flanger doubler with his tone. So let's see what happens. This is without the Mimic engaged. And now it's on. I'm adjusting the tightness right here, so it's basically shifting that second signal. Dry mix is at 0 and wet mix is at 100%, so we're only getting the delayed signal, okay? Pretty cool. That's it.